This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2005 Ford F450 Crew Cab XLT. It's four-wheel drive. Obviously, it's a dual rear wheel and it's a flatbed. It was purchased directly from dealer trade-in in Denver. Dealers generally, when they have over 100,000 miles, cannot get financing for them, for their used car buyers, so they send them all to the auction, or they sell them to independents. I can find that money on the internet. There are lots of people in the world on the internet, and that's why I buy all the good ones. Anyway, this is a really nice truck. Very high rubber truck. When we get it here, they go through about a 2-hour inspection, and this one passed with rave reviews. All 6 tires are probably at least 70% tread. It's got a little bit of, like, I don't know, paint sprayed on it here on this fender. This is pretty much the most going on the cosmetics as can be figured out here. Nice front bumper. There will be some before pictures. You'll see exactly what it looked like before we even got it here to Tucson from Denver. I see a little bit of that same stuff up here on this fender. Because it's almost the same color, you don't really notice it until you're right on it. But apparently it wouldn't buff off because it just came back from detail. There's some couple little chips here. Obviously, whoever buys this isn't looking at the, obviously the cosmetics. But for being what it is, it's in pretty good shape. Cosmetically, at least. Has dual tanks. There's one here. There's one there. Wouldn't appear you need tires for a while. All right, I'm gonna fire this thing up. Miles are 121,922. We'll open the hood. We're going to be looking for Ford stamps on both fenders and on the core support. There's one right there. There's one right there. It's also got a, what is this, Jason? What do we got going on here? External coolant filter. External coolant filter. There you go. There's a Ford stamp there. And right there's a Ford stamp. It's nice to see those Ford stamps. That way you know that parts haven't been replaced. When there's crash damage, they don't... Yep. Oh well. Let's start on this side, I guess. Start back here. Alright. There's your driver rear window. We're trying to beat a flood here in a second. There's a hurricane down in Mexico that crossed into the Sea of Cortez. And the moisture is right above us. They said about 80% chance of rain in a little while. So that's what we got. That's Mexico that way. So we're trying to beat the storm. This is our last one of the day, and it's going to be close. So we feel the cool breeze starting. It was 102 a minute ago, and now this is moisture from the detail. It's still going away. Obviously, it's so humid, it's not going to go away today. a flatbed with windows and locks and power seats. It's kind of cool. Tilt down, tilt up, down. It's good. You have a manual. Carpet looks good. For a working truck, this thing is in really good shape. Power window. Power window. Power window. Out, in, down, up. Out, in, up, down. Alright, so that's all that. Let's see, power seat forward, back, whole seat. Well, I gotta go down first, I guess. Up, down, and then whole seat up. Let's see, front tilt down, front tilt up, rear tilt down, rear tilt up. There you go. That all works. There's a little hole right there in the seat. Other than that, it's in good shape. It's got power pedals. Adjustable pedals, that's down. That's up. Boy, the air is blowing cold too. It feels good getting in. Wow, it's a swamp. It's a swamp. Alright. Seat up here. For those of us who are vertically challenged. Let's see. Seatbelt on. Alright, the air is blowing ice cold, I can attest to that. There's your switch for the dual tanks. I'll show you. This is, I think this is the front tank right now. Now I've switched it. I don't want to run out of gas here and have to deal with that. But this is the tank that's got fuel in it, and that's the one that does it. So there you go. Alright, there's your tow haul on and off. You can see the light in the dash above the odometer. There we go. Alright. It does have a Sirius satellite in here. It's obviously unplugged. I can see the wires are unplugged. I'll leave it in the truck for you. Alright, let me turn this down so you can hear it. Let's see, let me put it into neutral. And all the way back, we're in 4 low now. There's 4 low. That's definitely 4 low. That would be a top speed of 2. Put it in reverse. This is 4 low. Perfect. Alright, we put it in neutral. Let's go to 4 high. Now we're in 4 high. Drive. Yeah, we can drive at speed there. And reverse. This is a nice running rig. Doesn't take much to figure that out. Alright, let's see. And a 2-wheel drive. Now we're in 2-wheel drive. Let's go for a ride. It's not a clear title, so if you come to Tucson to drive at home, all you're going to do is pay tax and dock fees. Dock fees are $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson. I got to close this door. Here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. If your state tax rate is, let's say your state tax rate is 3%, and you come to Tucson, you are going to pay 5% tax and $250 dock fee. If your state tax rate in Arizona, our state tax rate is 6.1. So if you're from Arizona, you're going to pay 8.1. That's 6.1 state plus the 2% city, plus the $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship the vehicle, there is no dock fee. There is no tax. You just deal with your tax man and your MVD people when it gets there. This thing doesn't need anything really. Just doesn't need tires, doesn't need anything. It gets about 11,000 pounds rolling pretty good. A lot of suspension on this thing, boy. That would be the difference between F450s and not. Like F350s or 250s. A lot more weight. Anyway, alright, let's see next. The deposit. get a deposit. And once we have a deposit, we'll put your name in a banner over the truck at wheelkinetics.com, and you'll know that you own it. Until then, it's for sale. Then I want to say, the last thing I want to say is that we don't know more than the Ford engineers who built this truck. So there is no way in heck, because we don't know more than them, and we didn't build it, that we can know what's going to happen to this thing in a week. It's way out of warranty by year in miles. If they could have sold it with 200,000 mile, 22-year warranty, they would have, and they would have charged $100,000 for the truck. Okay? They don't know what's going to happen. If they don't know and they built it, there's no chance we could. So some of the money you're saving may sooner or later have to be invested in this truck. Please, please, please realize that. If you're risk averse, don't buy a used toaster or a used truck or a used Lazy Boy recliner. Okay? There is risk involved. That you may have to spend some of the money that you save next week. Who knows? Okay? That being said, this truck is a hell of a truck. It'd be hard to imagine something bad happening to it, but you never know. A power window could go out, or a mirror can go out, or who knows? You know, an injector could go out. We don't know. So that's what we want people to think about before they buy things from us. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to jump on it real quick, and then I'm going to end the video. Try to beat this storm. All right, that's it. Thank you for your time.